This is a Flying Cow production.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Movie Battles, where we take the best of Disney and Pixar trivia competitors and put them head to head. I'm your host for today, Dr. Meg, stepping in here for Clay, the Flying Cow. We are coming right off of an amazing Fallout summer event, but I can't do this by myself. With me today is Andrew. Andrew, how are you doing today?
Well, Megan, it's a great day. And of course, we're coming off of an amazing event in Fallout. We've got a huge match coming today with two players whose records maybe don't totally represent how well they've done in some of their previous matchups. And I was just hanging out before I got here with my friend, the Hammer. We were having a drink or two, talking through these competitors. And I could not be more thrilled to come onto the show and provide everybody with a little insight from myself. Of course, I'm the elk. You know me. You love me, and it's going to be a great matchup today. I can feel it.
Yes, as we've been seeing, I guess congratulations on getting in with the Hammer. Hope it works out for you. But back to this match, like you were saying, gotten a win yet. Spence, new to the league, has only played once, but Daniel's been in. He had that pitch hit in the tournament against his wife, Amanda. Came down to the wire between those two and just hasn't been able to quite get over the hurdle to get a win yet in the past two seasons. But this is the chance to pre-qualify potentially to get into our tournament that's going to be happening later on this year. So this might be the first step to one of these trying to get into the tournament.
Absolutely. We've got two competitors who are very hungry for a win. We know that they want to come in here and go out with that victory, advance themselves a little bit, maybe move forward in their goals towards perhaps in the future being in title contendership here in Movie Battles. And I know that one of these two is going to be very, very happy today, and the other, sadly, will have to walk away with a loss. But I'm expecting on the way there, we're going to have a real knockdown, drag-out fight.
Absolutely. So how about you go ahead and introduce us to our competitors officially?
Well, I would be happy to. Ladies and gentlemen, we of course have two great competitors for you, and we're going to get them into the match for you right this second. Let's get it going. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Movie Battles. Introducing first, entering the ring with a record of 0-3 and representing Dastardly United. He is the one and only Dastardly Daniel VanHiel.
Hello.
I have taken over my wife's chair.
Yes, indeed you have. And speaking of which, I was mentioning earlier, Dan, you seem to just get on the edge at times to getting that victory, with that very first match being an excellent example of that. How do you feel coming into this match today?
Well, I'll say this. I am probably more prepared than I was for that first one, because I've now seen more movies.
That does often help when it comes to movie trivia. So very excited to see how this goes down. Always happy to see you here. Have you step out here for a sec while we introduce your opponent?
And their opponent, coming in with a record of 0-1 and representing them, this is the Theytriarch, Adelaide Spence.
Spence, welcome back to the trivia arena. This is your second match here. So what are you bringing in from that very first match into today? Hopefully looking for a different outcome.
I mean, on paper, I should be losing even harder today because my last person didn't even like Disney movies. Then again, I feel like it's weird to have playing a guy named Dastardly, and he's just so like toothless. Like he's not angry. He's not like fighting me. He's just like hanging out. I really don't know what an energy is supposed to be.
Well, we shall just have to see how that goes. And of course, yes, you were making mention of your first match against Cameron. Definitely someone who seems to like DreamWorks better, but apparently doing okay for himself here in this arena. But best of luck to you, Spence. And we are going to go ahead and bring Daniel back in, and we will get going.
Oh, there we go. Although I must confess, I do have a silent trading partner here with me. Oh, and she just hopped off my lap. Never mind. Oh, I can move my legs again. Ah.
Feels so good, right? All right, everybody, we are going to go ahead and jump right in. We have a captive audience member with us today, but we're going to jump into round number one. In round number one, each competitor is going to be given 8 questions from random categories inside of the Disney Pixar trivia world. Each competitor will have 15 seconds to write each answer. The questions must be read aloud when revealing at the end of that time. All questions here are worth 1 point. There are no steals in this round. However, there is a possible challenge if you think something was ruled incorrect or something was unclear. Be sure to use that challenge. If a competitor gets all 8 questions correct, they will get a 1 point bonus question at the end of the round. Remember, competitors, you also have 3 repeats that you can use throughout the entirety of this match. All right, now that we have gone through the rules, I have a couple very important questions to ask. Spence, are you ready to play?
Let's see.
All right, Dastardly Dan, how are you doing? Ready to go?
I am raring to go.
All right, and Andrew, you ready to do this?
Always ready for a little bit of movie trivia.
All right, then I think we are ready for a movie battle. Let's go to war. And we are going to start things off here with question number 1 here in round 1 in the category of early classics and classics. In which film will you find a drunk elephant?
And we're underway. Very exciting, Megan. This first question could set the tone for the animated adventures to come.
Absolutely. I think they are definitely primed and ready to go there. And I'm going to need an answer from you guys here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we will go ahead and start with Spence. Dumbo is correct. Daniel?
I also had Dumbo. And I added
And-
some little frills and things.
Hey, that works. And we are starting off tied at 1, ready for question number 2.
Oh, I have that
Right.
song stuck in my head. Pink Elephants on Parade.
Hard not to.
Many, many Disney Pixar songs stuck in everyone's head through the years for sure. And perhaps you'll remember a few of the tunes from the Renaissance era, which is the category for your next question. That's mostly the 90s. Your question, gentlemen, is what film based on a story by Hans Christian Andersen tells the story of a young princess who finds love in another world and longs to be a part of it?
This one was not an absolute favorite of mine, but definitely a classic.
Well, Disney does have a real monopoly on those classics.
4,
If
3,
my
It's Renaissance, not classic.
1. Very true. All right.
All right, and we will go first to Daniel, I believe.
I have The Little Mermaid.
All
And
right.
that is correct.
Yeah, and not being your favorite, that's fighting words in this house.
And we'll go over to Spence as well and see if we can keep that score tied early in the first
Not even the
round.
best adaptation of the story. Little Mermaid.
The
That is
Little
true.
Mermaid is correct.
All right, we're gonna go from the Renaissance, hurry on over to the Dark Times. Movies mainly released in the 2000s. In which film will you find the voices of Helen Mirren, Randy Quaid, and Cuba Gooding Jr.? How well do you know the cast list? Can you link a cast to a film?
Very important skill here, of course.
Absolutely. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gotta have pens down here. And we're gonna start with Spence.
Where the deer and the antelope play, Home on the Range.
Home on the Range is correct. Daniel, we were able to pull it in time.
No.
We have a T, which
Yes.
is not going to quite be acceptable in this case. So Spence draws first blood here as we move into our 4th question.
Randy Quaid threw me because I got Dennis Quaid stuck in my head, and I was like, wait a minute, that's wrong.
Many, many Quaids in film history to remember, whether it's the ones already mentioned or, of course, Quaid from Total Recall. But we have another category coming your way. Spence off to a good start. 1 point ahead going into your 4th question in the category of Pixar. And, I'm reading this one, and I believe this might be everyone's favorite question as we ask, Pixar's The Incredibles was released in what year? Sneaky movie release days question.
Gotta get them in here somewhere.
All right, interesting to see no repeat on that last question from Dan. We'll see if that is something that makes a difference.
4, 3, 2, and 1. Gonna have pens down.
All right, and we'll see it right now as we go first to Dan.
I took a stab. 1998.
1998 is not the answer we are looking for. Can Spence expand that lead a little bit? Spence, what have you got? 2004 is correct for the 2-point lead.
All right, we are
Was
still
during an
early. Still early in this match. There's plenty of time here. We got a few more questions here, and we're going to move into our next category, question 5 in Hybrid and Muppets. In which hybrid film will you find the Banks children, Jane and Michael? Now, was this one a favorite of yours as far as the hybrid films? It's definitely one that I enjoyed.
I don't know that I got a chance to watch this one as much when I was younger, but certainly this is a movie that a lot of people have very fond memories of, myself included.
Exactly. And I'm going to go ahead and call time on that. And let's start with Spence.
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins is correct. And we'll go to Dan.
I went with Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
The other one also involving children, but not specifically those names. So Spence further extends this lead, and we've got 3 more questions here in this round.
Yes, Spence off to an amazing start. Good little lead built up. Of course, anything can happen in the back part of round number 1. Still a perfect round alive for Spence at this point. And your next question will come in the category of the decline/wilderness era, that is approximately the 60s through the 80s. Your question is, in Oliver and Company, Bette Midler's vain, spoiled Georgette is what breed of dog? We've got movie release days, we've got dog breeds, not going easy on them. I'm gonna make this a win worth having.
Absolutely. And we're gonna need that answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hands down.
All right, and let's see if we can narrow that lead just a little bit as we go to Dan.
Boy, Poodle?
Poodle is the correct answer. That's going to be a point for the Dastardly one. And we'll go to Spence.
Top 10 Disney film, don't have me. Poodle.
All right, no damage done to Spence there. They both hit it, and we are sitting at 6-3 with a couple of questions still to go.
Absolutely. And on to our 7th question in the category of package films, the short collections from the 40s that everyone seems to love. And your question is, Melody Time features a segment about an American folk hero famous for planting what type of fruit? So not only do you have to know what character it is, what they're famous for.
So
Wow.
you're asking for the fruit, correct? Just to be sure. Okay.
Correct.
All right.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we will go ahead and start with you, Spence.
Just apples.
Apples is correct. And Dan?
I also like them apples.
Very good. Dan keeping pace here, not getting ground here in the second half. We've got one question left here. See if Spence can keep up a perfect round 1.
That's right. It is a perfect round on the line for Spence. Daniel still able to pick up this last point as well. Hopefully, I won't throw either one of them off as we go to the next question. And we'll see what we have for you. Oh, with the story of the revolution, which is, of course, the 2010s to roughly the present. And your question will be, with the perfect round still available, who provides the voice of C-3PO in his cameo appearance in the film Ralph Breaks the Internet? C-3PO. There's some fond childhood memories watching him and R2-D2 head through Tatooine. That's the childhood right there for me.
Absolutely. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. No repeats thrown in there.
No repeats in this round, and we will go first, of course, to Dan. Keep that suspense alive. Dan, what have you got?
I don't think this is going to be enough, but I have Anthony D. I blanked on his last name.
Fortunately, we do need the full name, so I don't think we can give you credit for that.
I mean, it is 2 first names, Dan. You're close. Anthony Daniels.
Could I just point it at myself? Could I just done that?
Oh man, that is another close one. Again, a little surprised we didn't see the repeat, but Adelaide Spence with the perfect round, which means with a score of 8-4 at this moment, Spence will get a bonus question.
Absolutely. And Spence, I'll be giving you that question. You do not need to write it down. Just give me an answer within that 15 seconds. Your bonus question is, in which mixed bag film will you find the voices of Jason Martin, Pauly Shore, and Wallace Shawn?
Goofy movie.
A Goofy movie is correct for the perfect round plus the bonus, extending that lead to 9-4. But as we see in this game, anything can happen when we get to round 2, which is the wheel round.
Everyone's favorite.
All right, here in round 2, each competitor is going to get a chance to spin our wheel. There is an option to respin unless you land on that dreaded opponent's choice. In that case, you're stuck with it. After we determine the category, each competitor will get 4 questions from that category. Questions are worth 2 points. If you elect to check down multiple choice, that will drop the value down to 1 point. Each competitor also still has 15 seconds to answer each question, but be careful because your opponent does have an opportunity to steal should you give an incorrect answer. Repeats and challenges are still in effect, with both competitors still having all 3 repeats available. All right, as Spence is in the lead, you do have the option. Would you like to spin first or defer to Dan?
I'll go second.
Okay, deferring. So Dan will go ahead and bring up the wheel for you so we can get this going. Can you see the wheel?
All right, do I click it or you click it?
We're going to handle it.
All right.
And this spin is your first.
Big money, no whammies.
Big money.
And
Ooh.
looks like you've landed on spinner's choice. So I will give you a moment here to decide what category would you like on this wheel.
Unfortunately, the word spinner's choice is blocking out everything, so I can't see.
All right,
Spin, you won't see it.
So it looks like we have hybrid, early classics and classics, princesses, John and Alan, decline and wilderness, Oscars,
I'll do
actors,
early Pixar.
Early Pixar. All right. All right, Dan, I will be doing your questions here in early Pixar. You do not need to write these down. I will just be reading them off to you. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. First question here in early Pixar. In
Guess I don't
Toy
need this
Story.
anymore, do I?
Yeah, I see your hands. Dan, for your first question here. In Toy Story, Woody hides from Sid in an egg crate. What heavy item does Sid place on top of the crate?
Yeah, I don't want to burn my multiple choices yet. So I'm pretty certain it was a toolbox.
He swings for the fences and connects. Toolbox
Woo!
is what I was looking for. All right, starting off well here in your second round here. We'll move into question number 2. In Monsters, Inc., what does the anagram CDA stand for?
Child Detection Agency.
That is correct for 2 points.
And now they are
2319. We got a 2319.
almost
And
almost
with,
caught up.
with your penultimate question here, Dan, with the opportunity to tie or take the lead. Question number 3. In Finding Nemo, what do the young sea creatures mistakenly call the boat when they first see it?
They call it a butt.
It is a butt. I
butt.
touched the butt. All right. So with that, Dan, you have taken the lead in this match for the moment, 10-9. But you still got one question here left in your round. Fourth question coming down here in early Pixar. In the beginning interview segment of The Incredibles, Mr. Incredible compares being a superhero to what occupation?
Let's see. Mr. Incredible did it. Because they like interviewed like all 4 of them, right? Or 3 of them.
Do you need to repeat?
No, I think I got it.
4,
I think he
3, 2.
a maid.
And with that, Dan sweeps his round 2
Woo!
with the full 8 points.
I know my early Pixar, apparently.
Apparently you do. That was a good choice on your part. And we will go ahead and bring up the wheel now for Spence to see if he can regain that lead.
Looking for a good round after facing off against Spinner's Choice. That was a great showing by Dan.
Don't like my odds here.
All right. Well, that is early Pixar on that first spin. So let's go ahead and respin. You get a free repeat here. All right. We are in Decline and Wilderness. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
I'll respin.
Okay, electing to spin again. Wherever we land is what we are stuck with here. And we have actors. This, of course, can be voice actors or the actors in the hybrid and Muppet films as well. So, Spence Andrew will be giving you your 4 questions at your ready, sir.
All right, Spence, you had a great first round, and you're now looking at the match from behind, which was not something you were familiar with to this point. Let's see what you can do in your second round. Remember, repeats, challenges, everything's still in effect, and steals available should you miss. With your first question of 4, what Oscar winner provides the voice of Mayor Lionheart in Zootopia?
J.K. Simmons.
That's correct. No hesitation. 2 points on the board right away.
Cave Johnson himself.
All right, yes, awful drum coach to have, but great in just about everything else. Question number 2, Spence, will be, in Finding Nemo, what acclaimed actor provides the voice of Nigel the Pelican?
Ah, damn it. Let me for the Albert Brooks shout out. It's Bill Nighy.
Oh boy!
Bill Nighy
No.
is Incorrect, as I believe Spence may have realized right at that last moment. So we're going to go over to you for the potential 2-point steal, Dan. And I'll repeat the question for you. In Finding Nemo, what acclaimed actor provides the voice of Nigel the Pelican?
I could picture his face, and I am blanking on the name. I want to say...
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
It's not coming.
Oh, right. And I don't know if Spence maybe realized a little bit too late where the mistake was. Maybe knew this answer. Jeffrey Rush.
I heard that
Jeffrey
question like a
Rush.
week ago, and I was like, it's Bill Nighy. I did the same thing a week ago.
Couldn't get his first name in my head. I was like, something Rush. But if Anthony D didn't pass muster, something Rush wasn't going to work.
I mean, I'm just glad you didn't say August Rush. That would have been a mistake as well. But with that, no damage done to you, Spence, on the steal, which means you still have an opportunity to make up some points. You got 2 more questions left. Your third question in round number 2 will be, what acting legend plays Lady Holiday in The Great Muppet Caper?
Oh, God, what's her name? I know that's the question. Multiple choice.
Multiple choice? Absolutely. Let's go ahead and get those options up here. Is the answer A, Julie Andrews, B, Judi Dench, C, Diana Rigg, D, Maggie Smith?
Diana Rigg.
And with the benefit of multiple choice, that's correct for 1 point. 1 point. Spence, your final question in round number 2. Sterling Holloway provided voices for many Disney animated films. In which film did he make his debut?
Multiple choice.
All right, let's see. All right, I have your options for you here for multiple choice. And your options are A, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, B, The 3 Caballeros, C, Alice in Wonderland, or D, Dumbo?
Say
A, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. Incorrect. So, for the steal and to possibly tie the game, Dan, I'm going to read the question and your options once again.
Okay.
Your question, Sterling Holloway provided voices for many Disney animated films. In which film did he make his debut? A, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, B, The 3 Caballeros, C, Alice in Wonderland, or D, Dumbo?
I feel like this is the what year did it come out question all over again. So I'm trying to guess with the earliest one of the ones left, and I'm going to go with Dumbo.
And that's correct for a big steal. And with that, we have a final score with a massive steal for Dan of 13-12. Great first round for Spence, but Dan retaking the lead with Spinner's Choice and a lucky steal as well.
All right, as we were saying, anything can happen. So we've already seen a lot of swings and shifts here in this match already, but we are not done yet. We have our third and final round coming right now. In the third round, competitors will pick 3 numbers from 1 to 20 that correspond to 3 random categories in our document here. Each competitor will get their 3 questions with values ranging from 2 to 3 to 5 respectively. Each competitor again still has 15 seconds to answer each question. There's no stealing or multiple choice available in this round, but your repeats and challenges are still in effect, and at this time, both competitors still have all 3 of their repeats available. So as Dan has taken the lead here in this second round, you have the option to give me your 3 numbers first. What 3 would you like?
Well, if it's a choice between a number between 1 and 20, I have to pull up I'm a D&D nerd, so I got to pull up a 20-sided die here.
You were never on a physical die? I feel like that's a little bit lost of nerd points.
12, 16, and 20.
12, 16, and 24. Dan and Spence, what 3 numbers would you like that are not those 3?
2, 3, and 10.
2, 3, and 10. All right. And Spence, I will be starting with you here for your 2-point question with the opportunity to regain the lead. Your 2-pointer in category number 2 is John and Alan. John Ratzenberger and Alan Tudyk. And your question for 2 points. In Wreck-It Ralph, Alan Tudyk's King Candy is in what type of game?
A racing game.
And a racing game is correct for 2 points. Spence has retaken the lead, but that bounced it right back over to Dan with the opportunity to retake it. Andrew, what type of 2-point category is he looking at?
All right, I expect we're going to see some back and forth in this round. Daniel, you chose first for category 12, so a barbarian's damage die. Let's see if you can get 2 points as we ask you in the category of early Pixar. What is the name of the supervillain in The Incredibles?
Oh. Well, it's not Buddy, and it's not Incredible. It's Syndrome.
Okay.
Time.
I love this board there. Feels like a tennis match, and I am loving it. Your point question is going to be in the category of Oscars. And your question is, what was the second Disney animated film to win Best Animated Feature at the Oscars? Getting the answer in 5, 4.
Good question.
Okay, that is your first repeat. What was the second Disney animated film to win Best Animated Feature at the Oscars? Five, 4,
Frozen?
3. Frozen is incorrect. We were looking for Big Hero 6.
That challenge, because Frozen did win Best Animated Feature.
Okay. Official challenge there. Give us 1 moment to deliberate on that. All right. After deliberation with our line judge, it was confirmed that Frozen was actually the first, Big Hero 6 actually still being the second. So unfortunately, Spence, you are not able to be awarded the points there, and you do lose your challenge with that. But it is not all lost. You still have the opportunity to retake the lead with your 5. Moving 2 repeats available
Good
to
game,
you.
Dan.
So let's go ahead and get this question here for 5 points. What classic Disney character says the line, "I wasn't going to eat it, I was just going to taste it"?
Let's repeat the question.
3. Okay, so I'll go ahead and repeat. What classic Disney character says the line, "I wasn't going to eat it, I was just going to taste it"?
I'm good use of the repeat by Spence. Will it pay off?
In 5, 4,
Repeat the question.
3. Okay, this is your last repeat. What classic Disney character says the line, "I wasn't going to eat it, I just was going to taste it"?
Simba.
5.
And your winner, Dastardly Dan VanHiel.
We were looking for the classic Winnie the Pooh,
Oh,
referring to honey.
All right.
All right, and with that,
Whoa.
Dan is able to get his first win here in this league. I'm going to go ahead and have both of you guys turn off your cameras for now. We'll bring you guys back in for interviews here in just a moment. Oh my goodness, Andrew, this was quite the back and forth down to the wire here at the end. Dan just having to answer that 2-point there, but it was definitely still anybody's game all the way down.
I mean, they kept a very tight game with the exception of that first round, which Spence absolutely destroyed. But when you come up against spinner's choice for your opponent in the second round, that's always tough to face off against. And then in the third round, good use of repeats, really making an effort, but Spence just couldn't close it out. That 3 and that 5-pointer, ending the game, shutting the door, and giving Dan not just a win, but very first win here in movie battles, which I'm sure he is thrilled about.
Absolutely. All right. So with that, Andrew, we are going to take a little bit of break here, and I'm going to throw it over to the flying cow himself, Clay, for our interviews.
All right. And here we have Adelaide Spence, who the Theytriarch. Gotta say, really shocked that this did not go your way today, Spence. How are you feeling?
Well, I can't curse, so not good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you had an amazing round number 1, getting a perfect round, even nailing the bonus question. And then from there on, it just kind of went downhill for you. That second round, you got actors looking really strong in that first question, and that second question tripped you up a little bit. Do you feel like that was the beginning of the end for you, or do you feel like you could have pulled it back after that?
I think I'm a player who, like, you can tell when I get in my head, and I was perfectly fine. I was just always slipped up, and again, I'm not sure if it's gonna make the edit, but like I was asked that question somewhere like weeks ago.
Sure.
I'm like, I did the exact same thing, because I don't know why in my head they sound the same. I think just like the Pirates affiliation.
Yeah.
But I still would have been multiple on Diana Ray. I still would have missed a Classics, because Classics is horrible for me.
Sure.
And it's just, here's the thing. Dan, like, his round 1 maybe didn't show, but I felt confident he was going to hit his 3. So me hitting that 2 honestly wouldn't have changed much. Honestly, it's just round 3 is my worst enemy, because I have breadth, I don't have depth.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, like I said, you had some pretty decent knowledge, but yeah, it was that round 3, unfortunately. And I have a feeling that Oscar's question was in your wheelhouse. You just your mind played tricks on you in that moment.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've got to say, tough loss here today, but nothing to hang your head about. Definitely excited to have you back when, we don't know, but definitely looking forward to see what you do in the future.
Can I make a quick call out?
Yeah, you can go ahead. Yeah.
I was talking to this man last night, and he's not here yet, but he is someone who I think when he does come, because this is not an if, it's a win, he might be the next Kelly. I think the Dr. Cameron Redshaw, for a lot of my friends who might know him, is one of the best Disney brains out there. And I'll happily take a third loss to that if it means putting that man on a platform, because he deserves it. And everyone in the league will be put on notice when he shows up.
All right. Good to know. All right. Well, again, Spence, tough loss today, but looking forward to next time for you.
I want a rematch, Dan. Run it back right now. Run it back.
I can't do Tuesday. What about Friday? Wait, no.
All right. And here we have today's winner, Dastardly Dan VanHiel. I got to say, you look about as shocked as anybody in this situation. How you feeling, man? You finally got your first win.
Yeah, I got a first win I get to put under my belt. Now I need to go get a belt,
Yeah.
I haven't been bothering to get a Disney belt to put any wins under, because
I mean,
I will say this. I apparently have found my wheelhouse, and it is early Pixar.
Apparently, yeah, because I mean, we kind of discussed it with Spence. Your round number one wasn't very strong, but you ran the table on round number two and managed to get a steal off of Spence, which is what put you in the lead, and that 1 point lead is what won you the game.
I mean, if it hadn't been for, it was just that I think this game, this round showed off my strengths and my weaknesses, and my strengths are definitely early Pixar, and my weaknesses are pretty much anything involving to figure out what date something came out, what came out first after whatever this was.
Sure.
All of those questions, I'm like, I bombed. I was off by what, 6 years? On the Incredible.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, the steal. I really should have had that Jeffrey Rush one, but I really shouldn't have had the Dumbo one. So
even trade-off.
Little tip for there.
But now that you have your first win, you actually have put yourself in line for a qualifying match for the tournament where you made your debut last year. So what do you think about your chances in in possibly a qualifying match coming up?
I don't know. Some kid, somebody gets injured or something, and they just point at that guy. He'll go in, and he has to go and run the.
Well, I mean,
something like that.
Yeah, being available has definitely been a strength for you this season, because it has given you opportunities, but it was up to you to make the most of them, and you absolutely did today. So I gotta say, great job, Dan. It's been an exciting match to see with you today. So looking forward to see what happens next time.
Yeah, and I definitely feel how Spence is a strong player, and I can see how they want a rematch almost immediately.
We'll have to see if that's in the cards at some point.
Well, it looks like these guys were ready to go at it again. So unfortunately, we don't have time for that today. But Andrew, I think we definitely made Dan earn this win, and Spence is definitely someone to keep an eye out later on, not only, if not this year, definitely in seasons to come.
Yes, I was very impressed with the gameplay from Spence. Obviously, that perfect first round, a great way to start your matchup. Spinner's choice, as we said, very difficult to fight against, but I love the use of repeats in round three, taking all the time necessary. I don't know if this was just a momentary blip for Spence. Maybe could have pulled that correct answer, might have been right on the cusp of it. And as for Dan, I mean, coming away with a victory, that's always thrilling, but especially now, starting off with a record of 0-3, you're at 0% wins, all the way up to 25% after one match, and on a question that, as Dan said himself in the interview, 1 out of 3 potentially. Your multiple choice and your opponent has got one wrong. If you're listening closely, just take that shot. It could be the difference maker. And today, that may have been the story, as Dan comes away with a very narrow victory. I think both competitors did a great job.
Absolutely. And as was said, this does set up Dan for the potential to qualify for our tournament that's going to be coming up probably sooner than any of us are expecting. But the only way you guys are going to be able to keep up with that is if you stay right here on this channel. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel if you're not already. Throw comments on these matches. Hit like. We love hearing from you guys. So for everybody here, and for Andrew, Flying Cow, and myself, Dr. Megs here, signing off for another episode of Movie Battle.
Moo.